The investigation continues after 14-year-old Claude Hodes was shot and killed, found early Monday morning. And we're going to walk you through the timeline of what investigators say happened. Officers were first called to check in on the teen in an apartment near Central and Tyler on Sunday evening. Officers found a woman holding a gun. The KBI says negotiators talked with her for hours, trying to convince her to drop the gun. Just before 2 in the morning, they saw the woman pointed the gun toward officers, and that's when 2 SWAT officers then shot at her.
We all know that a lot of times black mothers, mothers period, will baby their sons, coddle their sons, let their sons stay home rent free until they're 35.
Can you please send an officer to my house?
Look how they do you. You don't even got no reason. You don't even got no reason. You just want to put a nigga out. You wake up and want to put a nigga out. Who does that? Who wake up and want to put their son out? You ain't my. You're not mine. You wake up.
You're not mine.
Y'all on God.
You're not mine.
I'm
You're
not
my
mine.
son.
But you wake up.
You're not my son.
You wake up and
You're
want to
not
put me
my
out.
fucking son.
You want to
so you finna get out of here.
Wake up. You want to wake up and put me out. You want to wake up and put me out. You want to wake up and put me out. You want to wake up.
Cook their meals and wipe their butts and fold their laundry. Meanwhile, they are pushing their daughters out the door.
Got a set date. She got a set date set for me to get the fuck out of her house June the 1st, July the 1st. Who the fuck does that, bro? But you my mama, cuz. Don't try to help me do shit, bro. But you my mama. Duh. I know that.
Oh, really? Oh, really? And again, as you fellas heard and the other people that are listening, she didn't say not all. And she didn't say, well, not every mama does this, like she would have definitely included had you been talking about women. Now, could you be talking about, I believe his name is Tommy Lee Davidson. I believe that's the actor's name, the famous black guy who mom threw him in the trash and the white woman found him and raised him. Could you be talking about him? Or what about when you guys want a man to protect, provide, provision, and he's supposed to do these things? That's what a father does for his child. Everything y'all want a man to do for y'all is literally what a father does for his child, and y'all even call him daddy. And like the sound of it too. You know what I'm saying? We don't actually mind, but I noticed that you complain when the man wants you to do anything relative to even feeding him. Well, you complain about how you're not his mother. You see what I'm saying? But to go back to a point about mothers calling their sons, bro, this is not a common thing. You got some men out there where they was blessed to have a mama to love them like that. But you think the majority of those men that are locked up in prison, what they say, 80%? About 80% of them come from single mother households. You think that they there because they've been coddled? Or what about these boys that have to play these sports and there's pressure on them to buy their mama a house? That ain't coddling you when you the one got the pressure on you. How you being coddled? You got the pressure on you to be the man. You the man of the house now. She calling them husband at 8 and 7 years old. But call your daughter wife and see what happens. Somebody be calling DFC, DCF, and CPC and every other institution on you. If the women are raising them in a way that's holding them back, it's damn sure not because they're coddling them. If anything, it's holding them back from reading, like all these black boys are failing, holding them back from goddamn learning, because a lot of them are, put in a situation where she's getting a check for them, to have them in that predicament, in that with that learning disability situation. So, you really got to explain that to us, bro, because you stated that as if this is men. That's not men. You got some men that's enjoying that factor with their mothers, but that's not the overall situation. You think these boys out here robbing, killing, and shooting, and ganging, and ain't got no love for or a guy? Ain't got no love for as I said again, or a guy. You think that is like that because they're being coddled and loved on? We gonna get into it.
Out the door. Pushing your daughters out the door is not a bad thing, but do the same thing for your son. Mm-hmm. And that's why I feel like they have this very unhealthy emotional bonding style, because they're just like, my mommy, she's done things for me that, and it's just like, they will never grow up and find a woman that they, first of all, because they're comparing their girlfriend or their wives to what their mom did for them. Mm-hmm. Your mom gives you unconditional love. No other woman is going to give you that. And let's just call it what it is. Mm-hmm. So you're looking for somebody to love me like my mommy. No one's going to love you like your mommy. As a mom, when you enable that, you're not doing anything for your son. You're just holding him back. And now we're talking about, we're all the good men. They eat Captain Crunch. They're in their footy pajamas still. And it's just like, we have to own up when we talk about Black motherhood to making sure that you hold your Black sons to the same standard that you hold your Black daughters.
Now, when it comes to the coddling, I believe Michelle Obama said some of the same crap. But you notice how she's talking like, oh, you got to hold your Black sons to the same standard you hold your Black daughters. Like that's that raised to be strong stupidity. You know, okay, so what about all y'all that's living in y'all mama house with y'all kids, and after she die or pass away or move on with the Section 8, you get it? Huh? The majority of the times, you women are at y'all mother's houses with y'all kids, and then she have daughters, and then they grow up, and then they at grandma's house. So what are you talking about? It's a generational cycle and curse, by the way, ma'am. While you sitting there lying all day, I told you all they do is lie all day. You know, she's really what she's really saying is really the opposite, more or less, for the lack of better words, for the most part. It's the women that are growing up in their house with their mamas, and the cycle just continues. After, when the mama had a daughter, she grew up, they food stamps kids, and then she grew up, she started having kids, same thing. You know, but she's talking like they raised the daughters to be some type of strong members of society that go out and work and build, and, you know, the boys are at home eating Captain Crunch, as she said. And well, the men. Right, but notice that she don't tell, she's always, even when they speak on each other's failures, they tell it as if they're upstanding citizens. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They tell, even when they speaking of the failures, it don't even sound too bad. You know, they coddle their sons and raise their daughters to be this strong person. Child, please, these people are running away from home. Where you stay at? Oh, I stay with my friends. How old you is? 18. And we already know, yeah, you ain't got no money at no 18. Why you ain't at your mama house? You see what I'm saying? The majority of y'all don't even get along with her. You know, that's my point. No, but mine is, you're lying. It's not like y'all, they're raising y'all up to be this strong person that is helping society. If anything, you will be tearing it down before you help it. And you will be another pregnant single mother doing the same thing. And you do not coddle these boys. You have situations where some mothers love their son. Women are murdering their children every day. Like I said, ask Tommy Lee Davidson, which I believe that's the actor's name, who mama threw him in the trash. White woman found him and raised him. Ask him all about that coddling. Huh? And all these women that know that they was having free love and telling these kids that their daddy was this person, their daddy was that person, and their daddy was that person. Girl, if you don't stop with the crap, like I said, I believe Michelle Obama said that garbage too. They just be lying. We don't know nothing about this coddling, and I personally don't know nothing about it. You know, have I seen some dudes who mama loved them? Yeah, but I still ain't seen this coddling y'all talking about. But I know it's possible that it's out there. But this is not a worldwide phenomenon, and it ain't as big as an epidemic as single motherhood. You know what I mean? And y'all having babies because y'all wanted to. It ain't as big as that. But that's how you talking about it, as if it's just that much of a common thing. I know guys who didn't even have a mother. Some a neighbor lady in the neighborhood raised them, and they called her mama. You know, but let y'all tell it. You would think that this is a common thing when these boys are expected to take care of you. Girl, stop. But again, here's one just running their mouth. But I want you guys to stay tuned. Check this out. We're going to see if, you know, this gentleman in the next clip was coddled, or did he just despise the woman? And then we're going to see how much the mother actually loved the son, and as the father shed tears about what happened to him. Stay tuned.
She is expected to survive. And now joining us live is KSN's Zena Taher. And Zena spoke with Claude's father and stepmother today. And I understand they are trying to comprehend what happened, but also remember the brightness that he brought.
Yeah, Julia, Claude was a freshman at Northwest High. His dad says he was a great student. He was also an athlete. He just picked up wrestling this year and was already on the varsity team. His family says he was kind, outgoing, and loved people and kids. Claude's father is devastated that the bright future he saw for his son is replaced only by memories.
Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for allowing us to see a day that was promised.
Standing across the street from his home, in front of the pond his son loved, Claude Hodes Sr. holds back tears.
We just walk around and catch fish, and that's what I think about. It's what I look at every day now. I sit out and I just think about us on these banks. Please give me the strength and my wife the strength to bear this.
Hodges Sr. repeating one thing over and over again.
He was everything that you would want in a son. And as a young man, again, destined for greatness. Give us a piece of joy, Father, that my son had in him.
Claude making plans to share that greatness with his father in the future they were supposed to spend together.
What kid tells their dad that they're gonna buy a plot of land and we're gonna build houses on it, Dad, and so I can take care of you. And I'll get you your own area, Dad, so you can have your own spot. And we're gonna put fishing holes out there, Daddy, so we can go fishing.
Hodges says his son was the light of his world.
It just seemed that he could go into a room, y'all, that would be gloomy and he could smile and it'd be as bright as the sun is on us today.
That infectious smile, it's the one thing he can't stop thinking about.
You know, people talk about different things you remember. I think that's something that they'll remember the most is his smile.
Hodges says because of how incredible his son was, a parent of one of the wrestlers on Claude's team printed his image on t-shirts and towels for him, his wife, and his son's team. He says now more than ever, he feels it's important to let those he loves know how he feels because you never know when they may be gone. Here for you, Zena Taher, KSN News 3.
And now, for some real coddling in front of her black son.
With a cord, a ripped cord from a video game console controller. That didn't work. I went to her room, opened a drawer at the very bottom to the right. I pulled out a hammer. I went back in the living room, and well, you kind of get the gist from there. And she was out pretty quickly. Kind of tried to play dead at first, but then I finished it.
You're still alive?
She was still alive.
And you went in there and you kind of grabbed those brains?
Yeah.
That's when you reached in and grabbed the brain?
Yeah, I kicked at it a bit. Then I just, that was kind of silly, but then yeah, I just decided to reach in and kind of just do it.
And then what did you do after that?
Then I had sex with her corpse.
You did? Did you come inside her?
I did, actually.
Have you ever done that before, like had sex with her?
No, I haven't, actually.
This is just the first time?
Oh yeah, I lost my virginity to a corpse.
Y'all take it easy.